Hi, this is Rob Ansbach, and I'm with the industry giant Paul Douglas, and we're coming to you once again to give you Optimize This. This is will be the sixth chapter in this series, and this one we are going to talk about misconceptions challenged, and these are going to be things that Paul's going to open up with, but hopefully with a great story, because I know you have so many of them. But these are going to be things that you're going to stumble upon when it comes to your internet, especially your website marketing. Go
Hey,
ahead, Paul.
hey, thanks, Rob. You know, um, 3 years ago, in 2011, I was running the marketing department for a local protective coatings company. It's a Linux franchise. And when I started working with this company, one of the things that I was asked to do was to drive around and search and go to all the competition and have them give me a quote on a spray-on box liner for my pickup truck, or in this case, the owner's pickup truck. And it didn't take me very long to compile a list of all the local competitors because they were all listed up on the first two pages of Google. Now, I had started going to work with this company with the idea that I was going to turn them into a search engine bully, and came across a lot of the tactics and the tools that we're sharing in this book. And within 6 months, we had owned the first 15 pages of Google. That's 150 listings that we're talking about, and we had just about every single one of them. The first competitor showed up on page 7, the second one showed up on page 15, and when we had a few directories and yellow page ads in between. But I mean, out of the 150 listings that was on the first 15 pages of Google, we literally owned about 130 of them. And this is taking the idea of becoming a search engine bully and pushing everybody off the front page to an extreme level. Now, that was 3 years ago. And if you do a search on the phrase Winnipeg spray on box liners, you'll still see a lot of what I did 3 years ago on page one. You know, there's website will still be on page one. A
Mhm.
video that I shot in May 2011 will still be on page one. But everything else has kind of creeped down or disappeared and been replaced by the competitors that have created and put up new relevant content, including one of the first clients that we had after I left this company, and that was the competition, and that was Rhino Linings. Now, there's two things I want to share with this story. One is that because we own the first 15 pages with the Linux franchise, it took me 6 months to crack that for Rhino. you know, I decided at that point I'm never going to go into competition with myself again. Uh, but secondly, when you're not putting up constant and fresh uh, content, um, you will get replaced by those people that do. So the the point of the story is simply this: had I stayed um, and continued to put up the content, he would still be dominating the search engines, and the competition definitely wouldn't have a chance. Uh, the thing is, the second thing about this is that what I mean by that is it's unlike the Ronco oven. It's not set it and forget it. Okay, you need to continue working on it. The second thing, the point I wanted to make is because it took me 6 months to help the Rhino franchise crack that first page. SEO is not a sprint; it's a marathon. Okay, yes, you'll rank for some keywords very quickly, and the keywords you want to rank for are going to take some time. Uh, but if you continue following the best practices we're outlining in this book and continue to do that, continue to publish and syndicate content, then you'll find that you will get the results that you're looking for,
Mhm.
and you will insulate yourself from the efforts of your competition trying to catch up.
Mhm. One of the one of the misconceptions I hear every day from people coming to me, well, that web company says it's going to take 6 to 9 months for my site to show up. And I have to shake my head because I know that yes, for certain keywords, for certain key phrases, I can probably have you on page one of Google within a few days. And what that'll do is once you're on page one, there are steps that you need to take to stay there. You need to keep your article submissions, you need to keep your blog going, you need to do all these things that we suggest in this book. Um, and if you cannot do that, you will slowly fall back down the ranks, and then you're going to come back and say, Rob, I need you to put me back on page one. Are you going to follow these rules? Well, maybe. Well, then, there's nothing I can do because it's just going to be yo-yoing back and forth. So, do you want to wait 9 months for your site to get out there like the web people are saying? Or do you want to have immediate success followed by what you need to follow based on what we're showing you in this book? Because honestly, if you want to be successful with your website, with the internet marketing, there's rules that you have to follow. You can't set it and forget it. You have to do work. You can't rely on 9 months of waiting. So by the time your competitors are waiting 9 months, you could have already dominated page one, page two, page three, and you'll have more success that way.
Besides, here's the flaw with that 9 month timeline. By the time you get everything you need to do to say optimize for that keyword in 9 months,
Hmm.
the search engines are going to change their algorithm, the rules change, and then what you did for those last 9 months may or may not be effective anymore, and you're back to the drawing board.
Right.
So rather than try to focus on that type of thing, you know, follow the best practices that we're outlining and do so consistently. You know, that's key. Relevant consistency is what's going to help you win this race. And it's not a slow and steady thing. Yes, you can get things up on the first page in days. I'm shaking this poor computer all over the place, and I apologize to the viewers. Uh, you can be up and running for various keywords in days. I know that with the used car dealer that we have as a client, I got him on the first page for Winnipeg subprime auto loans within 2 days. And
Hmm.
that was just by sending out a press release and implementing the power of Google Plus. Um, Now, is that a high value keyword? No. It took me 6 months to get ranked for used car financing because it's a very competitive market. And that's something you're going to have to actually weigh into your strategy. How competitive is the market you're in? I
Hmm.
was one man, fighting against large, multi-million dollar companies that have SEO teams and they're investing tens of thousands of dollars a month into being positioned at the top of the page. And, and they had a head start.
Right.
So it can take a while. And that's the reason that you need to, to realize that for some of the low-hanging fruit keywords, it's very quick and easy to get ranked
Hmm.
on the front page of Google. But if you're in a very competitive market and for a very competitive keyword, you're not going to get that in a day or two. You're not going to get it in a week. You're not going to get it in a month.
Right.
So you want to follow the best practices consistently, regularly. Don't set it and forget it, and keep doing it. And I realize this sounds like a great way for guys like Rob and I to sell continuity programs, and it is. I'll be the first one to say that. But you have to benefit from these continuity programs. If you don't, then there's no point. So make sure you're getting results, track the results. But again, my suggestion, my advice is be in this for the long haul and you will be rewarded. It took me,
And right.
yeah,
Please put blogs on your site. There are so many sites I see that don't have blogs. They're not putting fresh content. They're just it's a billboard. And if you want to see a billboard, just drive down the highway. But you don't need that on your website. You need something that's I would say more interactive, more content delivered. You have to if you want your web success to work, then you have to put a little work into it.
Absolutely. It's not Kevin Costner's not building your site. If you
Right.
put it up, people won't come. So, put the time and effort into it. Get the content syndicated and just put it out and get it done.
Well, we'll catch you on the next one. Let me quick take a look at my notes. What is the next outline? The next chapter would be searching for the perfect keyword. So stick around, and we'll have that out to you soon.